What's up, everybody? Welcome into another episode of Living the Guard Life. I'm Jacob. That's Nick. That's Roger. Talking about another Guardians win as they beat the Yankees 3-2 on Monday night. We're recording this Monday night, dropping it on Tuesday. Gentlemen, how are we doing today?
I'm not ready to say that our show is the Good Luck podcast, but both times we've recorded now, we're coming off a pretty epic win on the Guardians' part.
Pretty nice.
Yeah, I agree. You know what, Nick? Baseball is all about superstition, and keeping things the same. Yeah. Guys wear the same socks until they don't get a hit, So I think that we probably got to come on, a couple times a week, after big, we just come on and keep the streak going is what I think. Hey, they're going to need us.
The way he's going, Miles Straw is going to have 2-week-old socks.
Well, we'll get to the Miles Straw in a second. I'm going to let you have the floor. I planned this. I just want to get a little bit of the housekeeping, cleaning stuff out. We are brought to you, as always, by our friends over at Homage Apparel. We got the Homage on right now. I got the Brownie the Elf Classic Cleveland Browns. We got the NBA Jam over there. We got the Utah Get Me two going on down there. I'm really upset because currently they're not making the win the whole effing thing shirts for the Guardians. I'm going to ask about that and see if we can get those back so we can do that. Yeah. But we do have some really awesome Guardians gear. And if you click the link down in the description down below, you'll find one of the best Guardians shirts you can buy anywhere, and you will love it. All right, guys, I'm going to step away. I'm going to give Roger the floor because he has earned it to talk about one Miles Straw.
You know what? Last year, Miles Straw was moved down from leadoff to 9. Miles Straw probably led off every team he's ever played on since T-ball. You know what I mean? Miles Straw is a leadoff hitter. Baseball can play games with your head. You got Tito Francona, Hall of Fame manager, coming to you. You're a kid. And he's like, hey, we're going to put you down at 9. We're not going to move you to 2. We're going to take you all the way to 9. Ball players, things like that, gets in their head. I think this year, they said, I read that he really worked on driving the ball more, because as a leadoff hitter, your focus is getting on base percentage, make sure you get on base. And they want him to drive the ball a little more when there's runners on base when he's hitting 9. But I never lost faith in him because of that glove. Tito loves his gold gloves. We were talking about it before the show starts. His on-base percentage, if he hits Miles Straw, if he hits 250, his on-base percentage would be around 320. Right now, I think I saw it as like 600, which is ridiculous. I mean, last year, Mike Trout was like 510 or something, and that's 400's off the chart. You know what I mean? So that's going to settle down. But if he hits 250, 260 with the walks, he can easily have an on-base percentage of, 380, easily 3, I love him. He plays the ball hard. Tonight he did, he charged in on that ball, that pitch in the bottom or top of the 8th. Yeah, top of 8. And that's a single. But the look on and the determination he had as he was driving in for that ball to go get it, he never hesitated. I'm sure that they had a talk with him and say, hey, it's the top of 8. We're up 1 run. That's a single. You keep that ball in front of you, But I got to love the heart. That he went to go try to get it. I'm sure they straighten about on it. And Nick, go ahead, man. Go ahead, Nick.
No, Roger, I want to build you up here because I have a tweet for you that you could send out if you'd like, because you motivated me enough to go and look up stolen base stats in the MLB. Do you know who leads the MLB in stolen bases?
I knew the answer.
Hey, I think I know the answer.
Oh, who is it?
Yes, Roger?
Miles Straw.
Miles Straw.
How about 6.
That? He just passed Corbin Carroll today. So
I thought he was leading. Maybe
he had 6 yesterday.
He had 6 yesterday, and I think he must have passed him. Then he took the lead back, or they were tied. Maybe they were tied. And then
because I don't think he had a steal today.
I saw it go across the screen during the game, and I'm like, "Holy smokes!" And I put that tweet out, and but I did see that he wasn't back. That's great that he got the lead back, Nick. I didn't know that, man.
Yeah, You know what? Sorry. Yeah. The stat was, I guess it's a 24 hours old, but you know what I'm saying? It just adds to your argument.
You know, I'll say this, you know, I always love, because I'm the same way. I always get bullish on certain players, and I love seeing other people be successful on the players that they get bullish on, like you are with Straw. And every time he comes up to bat and just delivering just massive at bats right now in the first 11 games. Is it 11 games? 12 games. 12 games. 11. They're 7-4. They're 7-4. Yeah, the first 11 games, he's had a really, really important role on there. The Guardians as a whole are running, and God, I love it. You know, they talked about, hey, we made these bases bigger to try to encourage more running and more excitement. And the Guardians were like, oh, okay. All right. We will take that personally, and we will all run all the time. And they've been caught like twice, I think. And they've got like, I don't know what the actual number they're up to now, but like they're in double digits and they've been caught like twice. It's just insane. I want to talk though. Go ahead.
I think before today, I had Henry before the game, and the wife went to work out and stuff. But I think they said they had 13 as a team.
Wow.
Maybe it was a little more, but I think I heard him say that it was 13 leading the majors. I may be wrong, but I think I caught that. And I was like, holy, you know, it didn't surprise me how aggressive they are on the base pads. You know, everybody's running. You know, they got everybody running, but maybe Zunino, you know, he may be the only one they're not sending on the whole roster. Naylor's going whether they send him or not sometimes.
Honestly, the
Guardians lead Major League Baseball with 19 stolen bases.
What do they have? Yeah.
They've been 19. Caught twice.
Wow.
Can I
19 for 21 in stolen bases.
I wonder how many they had today.
I
saw at least 3.
They had at least, I think they had 16 as of yesterday, so I think they were 3 for 3.
Okay. Then I misheard them, but I knew we were leading, yeah.
I would love to know, like, so are the Guardians like in a class of their own when it comes to stolen bases? Like as far as like two through
second place is 17.
Okay.
Yeah.
It just
Who is it, Jacob?
I deleted it. Hold on.
Oh, sorry. I thought you still had it up, but
Jacob, while you are getting that, I just feel like the rule changes in the MLB this year, banning the shift, making the bases bigger, the pitch clock, even all favor what the brand of baseball the Guardians play. And so it's part of why I'm so excited for them. I mean, we already knew that they were going to be good entering the year after the season they had last year, but it really just feels like they take advantage of teams so well. Like I really don't see a lot of other MLB teams do. And that gives me so much hope in them this year.
So there are eight teams with double-digit steals already.
Okay.
Some of them have only played 10 games. So the Guardians had 19 stolen bases. Number 2 is Arizona has 17. Baltimore has 16. The White Sox have 13. The Yankees have 12. The Pirates and Mariners are tied at 6 with 11. And the Mets have 10.
Okay. You know, I think their goal is to stay ahead of that, to stay on top of that list is a emphasis of pride for them, you know.
We talked about this, and I did some tweets, and I love the Terry Francona where he's going like this gif. It's just my favorite for whenever they're playing their nasty form of baseball or whatever all the haters want to call it. And I'm like, listen, man, I'm a Browns fan. Just give me some dubs.
Yeah,
like I don't give a flying F or G even. I don't even give a flying G how you win it. Just win the damn game.
You know what, Jacob, and that's everybody focuses on hits, and hits aren't the most important thing in baseball. Getting on base is the most important thing in baseball. On base percentage, your batting average doesn't take into consideration walks. Number one, this team walks. They're patient at the plate. Tonight they were patient, and they ran what's his name out of there with that curveball. They didn't bite on the curveball. They didn't chase it. You know, they sat back on it.
9 batters.
He walked 5 himself in 3 innings, you know, because they weren't chasing the curveball out of the zone, you know, and they sat back and they were patient. And this team walks, and you're right, Nick, the new rules do benefit it. You know, I wrote a big article about I got all day. I don't care how long a baseball game is, but I get it. And what I'm all for is anything that gets more people to watch baseball.
Yeah.
Did you see last night, Fox 8, the game of the week? Mercado was out there for like 2 innings, mic'd up, talking in between pitches.
Really?
He was talking about the right fielder. I forget who he was talking about. He's like that. He compared him to Ken Griffey with his arm and the way he plays the game. And I don't want to sit here and try to think of it, but throughout the game, man, he's talking in between innings, in between pitches. They need to do more of that in Major League Baseball. If they get their players out there, that you can have fan interaction. They can send questions, and the people can ask Mercado or Ramirez or anybody a question during a live, and you get your question read from a ball player between strikes, between pitches. Baseball is they're moving forward, with they have $1 billion corporation. They just need to market it better, man. And I see them doing it. I see them starting to do it. Everything in baseball takes time, So I'm not an old codger. I'm not going to cry and moan about new rule changes. If it's better for the game and more people start watching baseball, then hey, I don't. Whatever.
You know what? And to your point, Roger, I owe the MLB an apology because after the first game against the Mariners, I said that I thought that they made baseball too fast with the pitch clock. And so it was an adjustment. I'll admit I didn't watch a whole lot of spring training. But after watching, say, like the first week of baseball, I'm like, you know what? I like this better.
It's exciting.
Yeah, it really is.
Yeah, I don't even really notice it much unless I glance down.
Mm-hmm.
I was watching last weekend. I was watching a game on a Saturday afternoon, and they didn't even have the pitch clock on the screen.
Yeah.
I forget what network it was, but they didn't even have. They talked about it a little bit, but that wasn't on the screen like it is with the Guardian broadcast. I don't know, man. I'm so wrapped up in the game. I heard one game they were chanting, calling the number. They were doing the countdown. It's going to add a different element to baseball. Whatever, man. More people watching baseball. I'm happy.
It's got me back. I mean, I was a little bit back following them in the back half of the year and watching the playoffs and whatnot. But like, I'm all in, man. And I can't even most of the time get them on the TV. I'm listening to it and then rewatching the clips and the important moments and all those things because I've got issues with Bali. And don't worry, they'll go bankrupt in a couple of months and it will be okay. Anyway, they are. That's not just me being a hater.
I know.
Jacob, like today was a pretty decent day, but we had this tonight, so I didn't go out on a porch. I'm still working on the patio. But 90% of the baseball season I listen to on the radio, man. Mm-hmm. And I don't have DVR anymore because it was like $300 a month for, that's all I really kept cable for was the DVR, and I couldn't justify it. But I'd set it back about a minute, sit on, watch, listen to the game on the porch, and then run in the house when something good happened, and I'd catch it on the TV. But we're lucky because we have Tom Hamilton, who is just the greatest, and and Rosie, he's no slouch.
No,
those two together, man, I can listen to those two talk baseball, call a baseball game, no problem.
We were talking about this, and before I get on, I have a couple of thoughts. One on the Mariners game that really led to this, the title of this episode being the Guardiac Kids are never out of it. But I have a thought on that and a thought on tonight that I want to get to. But real quick, man, I told you guys this beforehand going into this thing. Man, I get fired up. Jim Donovan fires me up, but I don't know the swing and a miss from Tom Hamilton, man. Like just when it's a powerful big moment, like the way he called those 2 strikeouts for Karinchak tonight, I was like, I was just he had me, and I was fit, just pumping the fist over and over again. I was like, he gets me, man. And then but he tricks me on them fly balls. And you said you brought this up too, Roger. Man, he's like, it's a deep drive, and I'm like, he's like, and he makes the catch before the warning track, and I'm like, was it really that deep of a drive for you to put me through that?
Sammy knows what he's doing, man.
You just sink down with his voice. I have his home run call on a shirt. Swing and a drive. Oh, dude.
Really?
Yeah.
Oh, we got to get Howard to make one of those, man.
We certainly do. I don't even know where I got it.
Way back.
Yeah.
Gone.
I'll have
On
to
a
get.
team,
I'll
yeah.
I'll have to show you sometime because
Yeah, definitely.
it's one of my favorite baseball shirts. It's just it speaks to the quality of announces that we have. I really think they're second to none.
Yeah.
Yeah, especially you pair those two together. I think it's insane that you have that in two of the three major sports in the city, and they're two of the best in the game.
Yeah.
Talking about that Mariners game yesterday, in between Easter dinner and a little bit of an egg hunt in the middle of the game that I was participating in.
Ooh.
I got it. I won enough money to buy a new Guardians hat, so that's on its way. So that'll be all in my head for the next episode. So you'll get to see the hat I decided to go with.
All right.
It was actually different from the one I told you I was going to buy, so that's just a thing. But I don't know. That's like it's crazy to me that you're already done with Seattle this year. Like that's kind of crazy. A week and a half into the season that you're done with Seattle, but you did get the tiebreaker over them, and that was just absolutely massive. After two just really disappointing games to start off the homestand, and they didn't play like crap. Like that's the thing. It's like you don't feel like they didn't get beat like Tampa's beating everybody, which is just insane what the Rays are doing. I didn't see what they're doing tonight, but
they were 9-0, right?
Yeah, and they
a franchise record for them. Yeah.
Well, and it was a record before yesterday. It was a record because they had won all 8 games by like 4 or 5 runs.
Really?
Like it was a record. It was a record to start the season, winning that many games in a row by 4 or more runs, and it was just insane what Tampa's doing down there. But to get a tiebreaker over Seattle in a game that you went into your final 3 outs 3 times.
Wow.
You did not blink. You tied it in the 9th, you tied it in the 11th, and you walked it off in the 12th. And it wasn't just like it was 1-run games. I mean, you get to the bottom of the 9th, it was 2 runs. You got it. And you had that happen twice, and you sit in that situation and they were so Brennan, man. Oh
yeah.
I thought he walked it off. He tied it. Who gives a crap, right?
Yeah.
And then they eventually, and I feel great for the young dude. Like he's just because he's having a really good time. But I think that was huge. It's just huge, and it was huge for Shane Bieber to go 7 tonight after that bullpen. They've already been to 4 extra inning games in the first 11 games. And they won all 4 of them, which is a great, omen and a good testament to the resolve of this team. That it's funny because Nick posted a photo during the game, a tweet photo, and Brennan was laughing and smiling, and Josh Bell. It was that photo from that, and somebody commented on there, and I can't remember. I wish I could give credit for them, but they're like, "I love that every image is just them smiling, laughing, and enjoying baseball."
Mm-hmm.
And it's like, yeah. It is. Everything that you're seeing is, in these moments, they're their complete team. They've hit like 3 home runs, man, and they're 7-4. Like this team does not care about modern baseball or any of that bull crap. They care about W's. And I want to tell you who my favorite player is because he is absolutely insane. Man, that's Karnacek, man. Like Karen, I can't say his name. Somebody say it.
Karinchak. Like think of Karen, in the suburbs. And then write a check, Karinchak.
Okay, Karinchak. There we go. Yeah. Dude, listen. Straw, that should have been a single. We agree. But you were put in a position where I was like, well, we're going to our 5th. I thought we were going to our 5th extra innings game. I thought they were going to tie it. Well, they could have won it in the, But I thought, oh, no, we're going to tie it back up because somebody's going to get it out.
Even a sac fly, or a grounder in the hole in second, they still get the out, but that run's going to score on so many different ways.
They just got to get it out of the infield.
Right.
And dude did not blink. No. And he struck 2 of them out. And could you remind me who those batters were that he struck out there?
No, you know what? I was watching on my phone while we were here. I couldn't see who it was.
They were pretty good batters.
Who was it?
I'm pretty sure. Huh?
No, go ahead.
I'm pretty sure he faced Aaron Judge. I thought.
Was it Judge?
I thought he struck out Aaron Judge.
I was getting ready for this when he was on the bump, and he's this big on my phone over here. He's like that
No,
big.
I totally forgot, and I was hoping one of you guys would step in here, but this is the magic of podcasting.
No, I was on time tonight.
You were on time tonight. That's true. I'm trying to find out.
I love you, Nick. I love giving you a hard time. I don't know why.
That's fair. I can't blame you.
You know what? The thing with Bieber is, man, there's a lot of times where I watch Bieber come out and give up 2 runs, in the first inning. And then he just settles in, man. He settled in when he gave up 2 runs. I think he had 5 hits. But 3 balls. Went 7 innings, and he had 4 Ks.
So Torres triple. I'm sorry.
And that's what you need, though, from your ace. Because now we have Savali went down, right? I caught that while I was driving, but I didn't hear how long or what the thing was.
He's just on the 15.
Yeah,
but our starting rotation is sitting, it's like 18 in Major League Baseball as a pitching staff. With Savali going down, he's down to,
McKenzie went to the 60 day.
Yeah,
did he? Wow.
That was the big deal, right? Is that originally it wasn't thought that he was going to be out for that long. And so that was, I guess, a setback, an overestimation.
Yeah.
And so, but they're still, you know what? The good news is, though, despite that, they're what'd you say, 7-4 now?
Right. Yeah, 7-4. And that Karinchak inning, Torres triples. He got Judge to pop out, and he struck out Anthony Rizzo and Giancarlo Stanton.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, that's a hell of an inning.
And that dude was psycho. Him and Josh Naylor, man.
And that's the flip side of it. Our bullpen's one of the best bullpens in baseball. So if we can run a guy out there that's going to give us 5 and keep us in 6 inning and keep us in the ball game, 6 is ideal. It's April. You want them to get 7 before you got to go to your bullpen. But we got one of the best bullpens in baseball. We got some really good young arms down in Columbus and Akron. I'm not worried yet, but we got to get these pitchers healthy. Plesac actually pitched pretty well yesterday. After getting yanked in the first, his first outing, he got creamed. He didn't make the second inning.
Mm-hmm.
He sat in that dugout, and I actually put it in my story today. And he's sitting in that dugout with his hands in his head, and his face in his hands. And you know how hard baseball really is when you see that, Mm-hmm. But he battled yesterday, and he came back out there, and he pitched well, and that was a good sign. A lot of people hate Plesac or don't like him. They want it. And you know what? He's a good pitcher when he has his head on straight. So I'm glad that he pitched well yesterday.
It was definitely nice to see them bounce back because, it's like Seattle comes to your house and they take 2 from you. I was there Saturday and we were pumped up late in that game that they had, like you were saying, Jacob, they had that shot and just fall short. So I was really glad to see them bounce back because they were down again, right? And it's funny.
Right out the gate.
Yeah. And that Seattle game and the way both teams kept scoring in extras, honestly, it mirrored the Oakland game that went until after midnight not too long ago, where they just both teams kept going back. And that's the thing. It's like they're so the Cavs and the Guardians are so similar. They just always give effort. And I think it's the best brand of baseball you could ever ask to watch. It's just fun. It makes me buy in. I see that they're never out, and so you're always engaged. It's been a really fun time. And now to beat New York, I think though you guys are just discussing the injuries that we're facing now, especially on the pitching staff. The fact that we are 7-4 and 7 of those games came against the Mariners, who were a playoff team last year. I think that's a tremendous start for what they're dealing with.
When you go 4-3, like we said, you get that tiebreaker. Should you need that tiebreaker down the line against Seattle, you'll have the tiebreaker from April. If we get down the line and we need it,
we take those.
And you think in all of this, Josh Bell's not going to keep hitting less than 100.
Yeah,
like I don't see it. I know that people are angry with him right now, and I get that, but he's a good player.
Well, to Roger's point about the guys getting on base as much as they do, I mean, Josh Bell was leading the majors in walks. I know he's still up there, right? So it's like, yes, he's not hitting well, but he's still getting on base.
Right.
which is, I mean, I think that makes all the difference. I'm sure he has.
Yeah, I don't care how if you get hit by a pitch, that's also tallied into the on-base percentage. On-base percentage, whatever a guy's batting average is generally 60 points higher. So if you got a 300 batting average, your on-base percentage at minimum is going to be around 360. Okay. You know, anything like 80 points above your batting average is very good, you know, and 100 over your batting average, like Mike Trout last year at 530 something, that's elite, you know. Okay. So getting on base, whether you get hit by a pitch, patient at the plate, you know, that all counts. Because like I said, runs, you know, hits don't matter as much as getting on base. That's the important thing in baseball. The important thing in baseball is not making outs, not getting hits. So if you're not making it out and you're standing on first base, you're ahead because you're only getting 27 of them, you know? So it gives you more chance to get guys around the bases.
It's so satisfying to hear you talk about stats like this, Roger, because it's like we spend so much time talking about the Browns and analytics and like how you feel about them, but like the Guardians and the analytical way in which they approach the sport is like what it's supposed to look like and what the success that it brings.
I was texting Jacob last night and I'm rattling off about OB and I'm like, I'm baseball version of Jacob, football version.
Yeah.
Halfway through a text to him. And he's like, yeah, man, I love it. I love it.
Yeah. He realized that halfway through you could see this moment of revelation just go right over Roger. And he was like, oh my God. I was like, yes.
I know nothing about advanced metrics of baseball. I'm still old school. I'm still learning. I'm trying to educate myself on it. I listen to Adam the Bull. Adam the Bull is a brilliant baseball guy. He really is, man. He knows baseball. I'm trying to educate myself on it, but what it really comes down to, I'm just a casual fan too, man. I'll pick up some stuff here and there, but man, don't ask me about anything, you know, past OBR or any advanced metrics because I'll just stare at you.
Hey, you know? I didn't realize till 25 minutes into this video that I spelled guard wrong in the ticker down below. Nobody was going to say anything to me. So apparently,
I think with like all my life with my sons, man, I'm a defensive guy. You play solid defense, and if you get on base, you have a hell of a lot better chance of winning that baseball game. You know, and with my son Dawson, who's a hell of a baseball player, he is so mechanically and just defensively sound. You know what I mean? That he's a 9-war. He can play any position on the field. But I've always preached to him defense and getting on base. Protect the plate. Shorten your swing when the counts. You know, when you get up, you're down 0-2 in the count. Just quit taking them long swings, and he does it. And that getting on base and playing good defense, you're going to win a lot of baseball games, man.
I don't know if Miles Straw scored after that happened, but do you remember Stanton just ran short of his foul ball that he should have caught, and Miles ended up getting on base the next pitch.
Yeah.
And so I'm not positive if Straw scored or not, but it's so nice to see like the Guardians. They just make you pay for mistakes like that.
Oh, yeah.
They play such better, more clean baseball like you're talking about, and that's how you get on base.
Right. They make you pay. Don't make a mistake, and then when you hustle on the base pass and you're thinking 2 out of the box, it makes the defense. They know that you're running. It makes them hurry their throws. You know, it causes errors. It causes mistakes, you know, and they capitalize on them. So
I think that's as good of a place as any to end this thing.
Yeah.
Episode 2, we'll have a logo at the end of the week for this.
All right.
And we'll ride right on into it. And we'll just figure we're going to figure it out, man. We're just going to do some podcasts when we want to do some podcasts. Like it's just
right. No schedule. Just pop on air, man. We'll put a promo out, you know, YouTube, Twitter, and
subscribe, thumbs up.
Right.
It all helps.
Buy some homage shirts.
Yeah. Oh my God. We did not do Roger justice with his latest homage.
I forgot. I totally forgot. I was supposed to clip it up and I just forgot about it.
I'm just saying, Roger, you can talk all about it, but if you haven't seen it, you need to go to our Dog Chug episode on Network 216, the latest Dog Chug episode. It's fantastic.
Around noon each day, too, you're going to get our Guards Bets of the Day. I wanted to put that out. YouTube Shorts, we'll be putting some stuff out each day, betting on the Guards games, our friends over at BetJack. So We're going to do that. Roger is a thespian and a lovely human being. And I'm sure he's going to one-up himself again on this week's Dog Chug.
That's a mountain.
I'm not going to let him talk because he's going to try to downplay it, and I know what he's going to do. I'm not going to let him do it. I'm not even going to let him do it. Go to the Dog Chug. What point was it, Roger?
What's what?
What was the timestamp on there?
It was like 3 minutes and 30 seconds or something.
3 minutes, 30 seconds into the Dog Chug. Go watch that.
Oh, no. I thought you meant how long was the video. We did it right after update, so probably about 10 minutes in, man. Probably about 10 minutes in, yeah.
Go see it.
I made a clip of it, but it's too long for me to post on Twitter. Maybe I get Ross to get it over to you guys in a file that you can put it on YouTube.
Because we could use it anytime.
I worked on it, man. I worked on it for a long time.
It's amazing.
We should just upload it to all the shows and just play
People
it.
need to see it. That's our plan.
It'll be on tomorrow's Barking Browns.
We're getting it out
Will you?
there.
Man, thank you guys.
It'll be on tomorrow's
and this week I'm not doing anything because Andy came up with a game to it's a writer's school, me against Ed, and he's going to read our articles, which you won't read them and just make stuff up and judge them. But I don't have to do any work because I wrote 5,000 words on or 1,500 words on baseball this weekend.
Got these guys writing over here.
Just a legend. We love every single one of you guys. Seriously, like, comment, subscribe. We'll see you guys again next time. Oh shit, that's not my mouse.
Go Guards.
Go Guards.
Go Guards.
Go Guards.